What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and CreateSpace. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thank you, everybody, for supporting. This video is entitled The Rise of the 50-50 Relationship. So, you know, I've heard ladies say they don't want 50-50 relationships, and and it's kind of insult to say for a man to say we're gonna split everything 50-50. And I've heard some guys say, I'm not into that 50-50 either. And something happened recently, and I started thinking about some of the reasons why we're at where we're at with 50-50 relationships. And this is in part to do with this. I'm strong and I'm independent. When you're strong and you're independent, and you can take care of yourself, when you get into a relationship, somebody's going to expect that you can take care of yourself and they take care of themselves. So now you're going to split everything 50-50 because you can take care of yourself and they can take care of themselves. So if, say, hypothetically speaking, two people are making $50,000 a year. Together they make $100,000 a year, but they're not going to have $100,000 worth of expenses. They may move into, if they both had one bedroom apartments, they'll move into a two, which is slightly more than a one, and split that down the middle and wind up basically paying less than what each other were paying in rent for a place to stay. So if you might have been paying $800 a month for rent, right? In a one bedroom. So now you might wind up paying $900 to $1,000 for a two, So now ultimately you're paying $450, $500 instead of $800, because you're strong and independent, and he's cool with you being strong and independent. It's 50-50. Financially, you're still coming out ahead. And, then 50-50 bills, right? Now, you might have been paying $100, let's just say $100 for electricity, maybe $50 for water, $25 for gas, $100 for water, so $175, right? You might add in cable, that's another $275. So basically now what happens is, with all your bills together, in this two bedroom, now you split the bills to a degree where the bills you would have been paying on your own, because you would have paid the $800 plus $1,000 and something. Now you're paying $800 for everything. So now you're saving money. That saves money for going out, dates, or whatever. But the ladies are like, no, I can't do that. And the guys are looking at it like, well, you strong and independent, and you don't need a man, and you're educated, and you're making money. And ultimately, you're saving money doing this 50-50 anyways. So, but what you want to do is we should move in together, and I should pay this $900. I should pay $100 more in rent, right? Maybe $200 more in rent. And maybe you should pay the utilities. So in that way, you're still both coming ahead, right? But the guy might look at it differently, like, okay, so if I was paying $800 for rent, $300 for all my utilities, that's $1,100. So if I pay $900 flat or $1,000 flat, I'm $100 ahead. But then he's gonna look at you like, wait, if I'm $100 ahead and you were paying $800 plus your $300, $1,100, and now you're only paying $300. You're up $800 a month, but you still expect me to take you out. And then the guys are looking at it like, And guys have agreed to this with people. And while she has that extra $800, she's not gonna pay. She's not gonna pay for dates. So he's up 100, and that 100 is gone. And it comes to at least dating at least once, twice a month. So he's back where he exactly was when he was on his own. And she's up $800 a month. So, this is the rise, why this 50-50 relationship has been on the rise, because the guys are looking at it financially like, oh, I'm sure, me taking the bulk of the responsibility, you want that because you winning. And you remember that idea, they used to say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Seems to be the same thing as these committed relationships that aren't marriage. 50-50 means you're in a relationship. 50-50 don't mean you married, right? But if you don't want a 50-50, you want a guy to be a provider in a relationship. So you getting husband financial responsibility and husband security from a boyfriend, and you still getting bored and you still dating. So you haven't bought the cow, but you getting the milk for free, and that's okay. And this is why I say the rise of these 50-50 relationships. So this is why people wind up going back to just being single. But the other thing is this. I didn't realize this until something happened, and I was talking to a friend of mine where some of you people you're so free spirited, and you're such bad spenders, and you're irresponsible with money to the point that a person who's dealing with you is going to come to find out you need a 50-50 relationship to learn how to be responsible. You need to be held accountable for something, because if somebody's doing a 100-0, 90-10, 80-20 with you, you're still not going to hold up your end of the bargain. It's going to kill the relationship. So you might be presented with a 50-50 relationship because you haven't really stood on your own 2 feet yet in the first place. So you got to work your way into being provided for. You get what I'm saying? And I think that one has been overlooked, because there are a lot of people who are adults who still dependent, whose family is still kicking in money, whose family is still taking care of them and the kids, who is paying their car note or paying their bills or helping them with their rent. So and they're expecting this next person that they meet to step in where the family is at right now and to take over. And all they're doing is financially dragging this person down, because they don't know how to stand on their own 2 feet, and they don't know how to bring anything to the table. So what winds up happening is, even when you try to actually be a provider for those people, they're so accustomed to being wasteful and having a support system to fall back on, they don't know how to save. They don't know how to conserve. They don't know how to get a good deal. They don't know how to make money stretch. That's never been their thing. They just are just doing too much, doing the most. So they probably, no matter, and those are the people that are usually, a lot of those people are spoiled to the degree that I can't do 50-50. I know you can't do 50-50 because you ain't grown enough to take care of yourself. You never did 100-0. You never took care of you. So your shtick is you can't do 50-50 because you can't be trusted with 50. You can't be trusted with 40 or 30 or 20 or maybe not even 10. And that part never comes into the equation. And I'm glad a friend of mine had this conversation with me today for me to even think about that. This is part of the reason for the rise of 50-50 relationships, because, you know, you got people who are looking at it financially, you know, plus, you know, with the student loan debt and people want to have these lifestyles a little above their means. 50-50 helps out people. This is why people have roommates and stuff. Just because you're having sex doesn't absolve you from actually having some type of responsibility. And before I go, I want to add this caveat. The other thing that is about house duties, because if part of the reason for 50-50 relationships, I realize is, you know, you ask for a blurred gender role. So if he's cooking 50% of the time, he's cleaning 50% of the time, he's washing the dishes 50% of the time, he's washing the clothes 50% of the time, and you know, and she's not, and that's what she's doing too, then you basically aligned your life like that, where all the responsibilities and both gender roles are 50-50. So nobody can have it both ways. And then people get accustomed to that, and then people get mad because, you know, they want more than what they're putting in. And they feel like they deserve a certain traditional standard, but you set up a modern day relationship. You can't have it both ways. So yeah, we out. Peace.